Good afternoon, everyone. I am happy to have you in this webinar, landing your dream job with a bank and earning a very big salary without stress, hassle, or knowing anyone. I am so glad because your life is about to change. Anyone who is seeking a job, anyone who is a recent graduate, anyone who is in an industry he or she does not like, anyone who wants to make good of his or her life, anyone who wants to make out something or increase their finances, anyone who wants to be a go-getter, anyone who wants to achieve and change his community or his life for the better, this webinar is for you. I am happy you are here. I'm happy you clicked on that link to watch this webinar, and I'm assuring you you will get value for your time. Your time will not be wasted. You will not regret you came. You will not regret you are here, and I'm really happy to have you in this webinar. Let us dive into it because it's not going to be wasting our time. I'm not going to be wasting your time because I myself am a very busy person. Who am I and why should you listen to me? My name is Chinedu Oraku. I am an entrepreneur and an investment guru. I'm crazy about wealth and finance with half a decade experience in the banking industry. I bagged my first degree in chemical engineering from the Enugu State University of Science and Technology. I'm currently running my MBA in finance and international banking. I am a certified chartered accountant. I'm a designated compliance professional with the Compliance Institute of Nigeria. And as one who did not study accounting and rose from an ET to a banking officer in 3 years, there is something I know I can tell you. I know for some of you, this might not make any sense. You might not understand. You're asking what is an ET, who is a BO. But if you have any friend or brother or relative who is in the banking sector, you can ask and inquire what it means to rise from an executive trainee to a banking officer in just 3 years. So I know what I'm saying. I'm not just anyone. I am in that field. I am playing the game, and I'm willing to hold your hand and walk with you on this wonderful journey. I am more than willing to show everyone on this webinar how to get into the banking sector and to succeed as a career person. Now, if you are paying attention to me, you will notice I'm not using the word job. I'm using the word career. I don't just want people who want to get a job. I want people who are willing to build a career. I want to build a community, 1,000 persons who are professionals, who are doing great things in the sector, in the banking sector, in the finance sector, in any sector you find yourself. So I am not just talking to people who are looking for jobs. I'm talking to individuals, great minds, graduates who want to build a career or who want to build wealth as career persons or as professionals. Now, I'm introducing this webinar. What is this webinar all about? Have you ever heard the mantra, the only way to build wealth is through entrepreneurship and business ownership? I know a lot of you must have heard that if you want to make money in this dispensation, all you have to do is to start a business. All you have to do is to get capital, kick off a business, and then you will become financially okay. But are you aware that the financial guru Tony Olumelu of Hess Holdings started his wealth creation journey as an entrepreneur and a banker? Now, let me explain to you what an entrepreneur is or who an entrepreneur is. An entrepreneur is someone, a career person, who builds his wealth or who builds his brand while also working for somebody, or who starts building his brand while working for someone. Now, Tony Olumelu started working in a bank from the old Standard Trust Bank. Then when the recapitalization started, he and a few of his friends came together, bought up the bank, changed it to UBA, bought up UBA too, merged the bank, and then today he's seen as an entrepreneur. But he started as an entrepreneur. In fact, I dare to say he's an entrepreneur. He started as a banker. You can hear him for himself. Any of you who have read his portfolio or who has read his biography can say that he himself said he started as a banking manager. Now, did you also know that second only to the telecommunication industry, the banking industry has the highest salary scale? Now, for those of us who say, this one you are saying is not for me, I just want to make money, I want to be able to feed my family, I want to be rich, I want to be wealthy, and any route that will take me there, that's what I'm looking for. I am telling you this route is for you. Now, those of us who have heard about the Nepo and the Lapo babies and all those stuff. Now, if you are a Lapo baby, right, this route is the best route for you. Because I can tell you the truth, as someone who has done businesses, I'm not just saying what I've not done. I have done 3 businesses. And I can tell you, if you don't have the requisite skill, the requisite capital, and the requisite fortitude, you will not succeed in business. Please don't be deceived. It's not everyone who has started a business, it's not everyone who went into business that are super rich today. No, sir. It's not true. They are not telling you the full truth. So, and if you don't have the capital to start, you don't have parents who are successful business people who can give you the skill, or you did not learn the skill from you don't know anyone who is a business guru, I tell you, it's better you become an entrepreneur. That is why most of us today are not rich, because we think it is only when I start a business. It is not true. It's just that you do not know how to do it, and that is why this webinar is here, for me to hold your hand, like I said earlier, and then I'm planning to create a community of 1,000 persons who want to build real careers, and be wealthy from their career. Now, do you also know that you can work in a bank and build a career in banking without having to study banking and finance, economics, accounting, or anyone in the higher institution? I can tell you, because I studied chemical engineering in my first degree. Now, these questions and more I will be answering in this banking and career webinar building. To answer the first question, the 11th world richest man as of today, Steve Balley, is and was never an entrepreneur, but a one-time CEO in Microsoft. He was the chief executive officer of Microsoft. He's worth over $123.6 billion as of today. As of today, he's worth $123.6 billion. He was never an entrepreneur. He was an intrapreneur, even as the CEO of Microsoft. Worthy of note also is that today he's richer than the owner of Microsoft, Bill Gates. I know some of you will say, no, it's not. No. Bill Gates was the richest man for 10 years, 12 years, long ago, 2010, around that time. But as of today, you can go and do your research. You see, don't take my words for it. After listening to this webinar, I urge you to go back and make your research and see the things I have said in this webinar are true. And if they are true, I urge you to come back and click to get the offer, and you will not regret you did. Now, one of the things that I can tell you for certain is that the entrepreneur route to wealth is not popular or famous, but is genuine. Because of the lies that have been told, there have been misconceptions, and that's one of the things I shall be debunking in this webinar. We've had a lot of misconceptions as to career, as to professional, as to being an entrepreneur. A lot of people think getting a job or working a job is the same thing as owning a career. It's not the same. And I will try my best in this webinar to make you understand, and then you can see the misconceptions and you can get better, and your mind will be renewed. More so, most of these wealthy entrepreneurs started as bankers/intrapreneurs before venturing into the entrepreneurial line. I know I've explained to you who an intrapreneur is, and then who also is an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is the one we know: business owners, people that start off businesses, innovators, bring up new innovations, sell goods and services, and then all those things that are new or that started selling products or services. Those are entrepreneurs. Have you also heard of the Kiyosaki's 4 cash flow quadrants? Now, those of us who have heard of Robert Kiyosaki, he's a guru in finance and teaching people how to grow personal finances and wealth. Now, Robert Kiyosaki has these 4 cash flow quadrants, where on the left-hand side, you have the E and the S. On the right-hand side, you have the B and the I. According to Kiyosaki, the E which is the lowest form or part of the quadrant, is the E, which is the employee. Working for people, having a job, going to a job, doing many jobs. Now, this is why, because that is the lowest form or lowest level or cadre of the cash flow quadrant. That's why many people say, no, me, I cannot work for somebody. I will never work in a bank. Which can work in a bank? Bank that they don't have time. They will not pay you well. No, I am going to debunk all those misconceptions that we all have. Now, the next quadrant, we have the S, which is the self-employed. Now, I can tell you categorically and with all form of assurity or surety that what most of us call business owners are self-employed people. What most of us call business owners are self-employed people. So they are also on the left-hand side of the quadrant. But what I will be teaching you today is how to move from S to I. As an intrapreneur, you are moving from an employee to an investor. And then on the right-hand side of the quadrant, we have the B, which is the business owner. And then the highest is the I, which is the investor. And I'm going to be, in this webinar, I will try to walk you through the path of moving from an employee to an investor. Would you believe me if I told you that the investor quadrant is dominated mostly by intrapreneurs, and that quadrants happen to be the best quadrant to be in. Steve Ballmer, which I told you about in the previous slide, this one-time CEO of Microsoft, who is the 11th richest man as of today, moved from an employee in Microsoft to an investor. And that is why he's the 11th richest man, because he understood that he was not an employee, he was not a job owner, he had a career, he built his career, he learned investing, and today he's the 11th richest man, even as a career person. He doesn't own any business, he just owns shares and is an investor. How to find yourself in that high quadrant and more is what this webinar will be teaching you, and I guarantee you, it's a guarantee I'm giving you, that if you open up your mind and follow all I will be showing you judiciously, I give you 3 to 5 years and you will be swimming in unbelievable wealth. I'm giving you a guarantee. I did it myself. I can show you how to do it. I did it myself. I'll show you how to do it. My car is parked outside. I'm driving the latest model 216. Maybe I should even snap it, or for those of us that will get the course, one time in a while I'll make videos. I'll be giving us master classes in my car. And I'm just 5 years in the banking industry, because I understood that I am not just a job person. I don't just go to job. I own a career, and I'm working seriously on building my career and entering the high quadrant of the Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant. I get this question most often: Mr. Oracle, can just anyone with a degree work in the bank? I thought it had to be for those who studied banking and finance, accounting, or economics. Well, the answer to that question is simple. Look at me. I did my first degree in engineering. Now, to become an expert in any game, you have to first learn the rules of the game, master the details, and then create your style. That is what entrepreneurship is all about. Entrepreneurship is all about learning from somebody as an employee, as a career person, as a professional, and then moving on to create your own brand and then become your own boss and then create your own style as an entrepreneur by having a real career. Now, I want us to debunk the fact that as an entrepreneur, you don't just go to a job, use your career. There's a difference between owning a job or having a job and owning a career. And I believe that is what I shall be trying to infuse into our minds in the course of this webinar. Now, what is the course outline? What would you be learning in this webinar? First, you shall be learning of the misconceptions of the banking career and how do you get to know about the better bank job offers. I shall also try to make sure that to give you an edge and how to be in the top list of bank employers. I would also try to let you know the things to look out for when applying for a banking job and when trying to get a high paying job offer. Now, who is this webinar for? Who should attend this webinar? Who should stay this long? Who should continue watching this webinar? Who should not cut this webinar? Who should not leave this class? It's for those who, number one, you've applied over and over again for jobs and none of these jobs are calling you back. You've put in your CV for so many employers. You've tried to get into any form of... Now, this webinar is not... I know it's a banking webinar. It's for those who want to create a career in finance, in banking, or any of such related industries. But for any industry, the idea that I'm going to be sharing here are timeless. They are timeless. They are invaluable. But the only difference is that because I am a banking professional, because I'm a finance professional, I will do better explaining to those who want to be in the banking sector or who want to be in the finance sector than any other one. But even if you want to be an engineering expert, you want to work in the production industry, you want to work in the IT industry, you want to work in the tech industry, this webinar is also for you because it will show you how to beat the restrictions or the encumbrances that face most recent graduates or job seekers or career seekers. The second people who must also be here are those who are smart, but connections are locking you out. You came out with a first class, you graduated with a first class with a 2-2, you have a very good, you are smart, you came out with a good result, but yet you have not been able to get a job of your choice and it's frustrating you. This webinar is also for you. Now also, your mates are earning 6 figures and you are stuck doing nothing with your degree and you are beginning to doubt your degree, beginning to doubt your prowess, you're beginning to doubt your school, you are beginning to join those who are saying school na scam, school na scam. I think this webinar is also for you. Stay put, you will not regret you did. You will get value for your time. That I am promising you and I'm guaranteeing you. Now, what are these misconceptions in the banking industry or the banking job? And why should I even work in a bank? Why should I want to create a career in finance? With all the stress that people talk about in finance, why would I want to create a career in finance? Many times people have even come to me, even my siblings, and asked me, Oracle, why do you cope as a banker? They say things like, you never have time for yourself and your friends. You go to work early and return very late. And I heard bankers are not even rich, and they pay shortages with all their salaries. To this I reply, first, tell me one job that pays you well, that gives you time for any other thing. Even the businesses that people say, these businessmen that say, they're the only ones that make money, they're the only rich people, that the only way for you to get wealthy or get wealthy is through businesses. Do you know that these businessmen work more overtime than career people? Do you know? Yes, I can tell you. Okay, let me take the pharmaceutical industry for instance. Now, let's take someone who is into the pharmaceutical business. He opens his pharmacy. I'm not talking of roadside clinics. I'm not talking of roadside kiosks. No, I'm talking of a real pharmaceutical industry, a real pharmaceutical business. Now, some of them open their shops by 6:30 a.m., some of them 7 o'clock a.m., and they close by 10:30, some of them 11. Because you have to be open when once people are awake, people can get sick and they want to take drugs. I know. In the town where I live in, 6:30, 7 o'clock when I'm on my way to work, I see pharmaceutical industries already open. I'm telling you the truth. And they close as late as 11. These businessmen you see around, these small kiosks you see that sell provisions, when do they close? I'm talking of the serious people. I'm not talking of the mediocres that don't make any money. The very people you admire and want to be rich as. Have you ever heard of Dangote? Do you know that Dangote say he barely sleeps 4 hours in a day? Because appointments upon appointments, a lot of reports to read, a lot of meetings to attend, a lot of things to do. So, I mean, if I am creating a career, my career is my business. Because I'm not just working a job, I'm creating a career, so I need to move early, come back late, because I have a lot of things to do. I have my personal brand to build. I have to continue learning and improving myself so I become the best in what I do. So I don't see that as an impediment for anyone who is serious with their life. I also tell them that punctuality, as we almost know, is the soul of any business. Business, the one we all agree that is the one that can give you money. Punctuality is the soul of it. So punctuality is also the soul of any good career person. As a student, I also know I woke up very early to go to lectures, and when I come back, I still go for night classes. So what are we talking about? All those things are just excuses for those of us who don't want to uplift ourselves or make good work with our life or career. But if you are not among those, you are one who is serious, and you want to make good use of your career and your destiny, that should not be a problem for you. Now, this also, I will answer as we move. There's a different, now that's to the question that they say, I heard that bankers are not even rich and they pay shortages to all their money. As we move on in this webinar, we explain to us in the forthcoming slides the difference between a contract staff and a core staff in the banking industry. Now, some contract staff may feel that they are not well paid, but that is also highly subjective. Highly subjective. But a core staff in any bank is well paid. I, for one, am paid pretty high. And I am just barely 5 years in the industry. And I'm paid quite high. My question to them most of the time is this: how much do you consider high? Let me give you a short story. I used to have this friend of mine. He was a prodigy. He stayed in the university. So he also had this misconception and came up to me one day and said he cannot work in the banking industry. He wants to start his own business. He wants to go into fashion design. He sews clothes. So that he's going to focus on his business, and in 3 to 4 years, he'll become a very rich man from his business. And I said to him, I don't have a problem with you being rich. I don't have a problem with you starting up your business. But which businessman do you model after? He did not have any. And I said, okay, how much do you think you'll be turning over in a month as a business person? He said, well, if you can be turning over 300 to 400,000 every month, then in 3 to 4 years, you'll become a millionaire. And then like that, you'll become super rich and make a lot of money. And I asked him, how much do you think I earn? And when he said it, it was very funny. I know, and that's what is in the minds of most of you. If I tell you how much I earn, some of you will be shocked. You will not believe it, but it is so true. It is so true. Now, let us go into it. How do you get started? I know this is what most of us have been waiting for, so I'm going to hit the nail on the head now. Now, what kind of bank job makes me a lot of money and status? Now, the first thing we have to do, how do you get started, is you have to have a tempting resume or CV. I have been opportune to sit in rooms where people have been employed. I've sat down with high-level human resource managers and professionals, And when they are scanning through CV submitted by recent graduate job seekers, I can tell you the truth. Even as one who is for you, and even as one who wants you to make money and get into the industry and become an entrepreneur, I would not give you a job with that CV. So the problem is that most of us have that our resume are not well structured, and at a glance, don't captivate the employer. You have to know that for any job opening, especially for banks, hundreds of thousands of people apply. So the recruiter can only use scanning methods to get through to the first phase of looking at the resume. I would recommend you upload your CV to an OpenAI like ChatGPT, like Gemini, like DeepSeek to edit your resume to match every job description. I would advise you do that. It's better so that it can make your CV tempting and captivate the employers at the first glance. Now, also, number 2, which is the most important, is apply for entry-level jobs only. Let me reiterate that again. Please, apply for entry-level jobs only. This right here is where the disparity of income and status come from in many banking industry. Most people, due to desperation, applied for jobs or contract jobs as a way to get started and remain there with no development and got trapped in the lower level of the ladder. I would advise you to apply for only entry-level jobs, though there is an age restriction to this. There's an age restriction. If you are sufficiently certified, it can help you beat that barrier. And for those of us that will be getting the master class or that will be getting the master course, I will also hold your hand if your age had already passed that level to still help you beat that barrier of age and still apply for an entry-level job so you don't get stuck and you don't be among those people who complain that they are not well paid in the banking industry. 1 hour with the right person is better than 5 years of diligent hustle and study. 1 hour with the right person is better than 5 years of diligent hustle and study. I am a giant today because I stood on the shoulders of great men. I am a giant today because I stood on the shoulder of great men. I can tell you, because apart from the fact that I'm a banking professional and I'm a finance professional, I am an office politics strategist, a certified office politics strategist. That's what I do. Those of you that follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, that's what I teach. And I can tell you, an hour indeed with the right person is better than 5 years of diligent hustle and study. What next? I'm introducing the land the job you deserve, no stress, no connection, just smart strategy masterclass. Now, what are you going to be getting in this masterclass? The remaining 3 real job seeking tactics that works. I've given you 2. And even the second one, I'm also going to be giving you how to scale the age restriction barrier. Then I'll give you the remaining 3. You won't believe. If those are the first 2, let your imagination run wild what the remaining 3 will be. I would also give you a lifetime access to proven video lessons on how to land the job and role of your choice. Now, those of us that are in the banking sector, I know maybe you must have, or those of you that have brothers, uncles, aunties, friends that are in the banking sector, you must have heard them complain of things like, I work in operations and I'm not enjoying the operations. The operations are like they are like factory workers. Or you must have heard from people that I'm not a good mark salesperson and I'm in sales. I don't want to do sales and they put me in sales and now they are going to sack me because I'm not meeting up my targets and I don't want to be having targets. Now, I am going to teach you how to apply for a job and get the role you want, the role that meets your personality, the role of your choice. If you don't want to be in operations, you can be in sales. If you don't want to be in sales, you can be in audit. If you don't want to be in audit, you can be in internal control. You don't want to be in internal control, you can be in IT. You don't want to be in IT, you can be in technology. You don't want to be in technology, you can be in human resource. You don't want to be in human resource, you can be in finance. You don't want to be in finance, you can be in... There are rules abound in the finance and banking industry. And I'm also going to be holding your hand, asking us in a sheet. We all fill a sheet, and you fill the role you feel you are best suited for, and I will show you how to apply for such role so that when you are given a job or when you get a job, your career will be in the role you are best suited for. Also, I'll be having live coaching sections with us. I told us some of us, I'll be having live sessions with us. Those of us that will go for the master class, I'll hold your hand until you get a job. Now, the good thing about this, my master class, is that it's not a one-time off. You pay or you purchase the master class, I will hold your hand, I'll be teaching you until you get a job. it is until you get a job. Now, that is the beauty of it. I mean, tell me who will do that for you? Until you get a job. Until you get a job. Also, I will give you access to my exclusive premium WhatsApp community where I will be posting high-paying job adverts for members of my community to apply as best suited for them. It's a closed WhatsApp group, so it's only for those who will also be getting this webinar, this offer, or this masterclass. Now, there is a money back guarantee. Yes, because I am sure of what I'm saying. I've gone through that route. I've helped 10 persons go through that route. And I am certain of what I'm giving you. I'm not giving you cunningly devised fables. These are real proven lessons that work. Strategy that work. It has worked for many people I know. It will work for you. Now, if after you judiciously follow all the proven strategies and you are not gainfully employed, I will give you back whatever you pay to get the course. Now, what is the cost of this masterclass? It's just going for 9,947 naira only. 9,947 naira only. That's all it will cost to get this masterclass. Just 9,947 naira only. Now, this is a pittance for a life-changing career I'm about to hold your hand and walk you through. Now, again, remember in the beginning I said my aim is to create a community of 1,000 millionaires and billionaires, entrepreneurs. And I wanted to start from those who got into the career path through my masterclass. Then I will also be unleashing various masterclasses as we go. So if you have not yet joined my WhatsApp community, not the exclusive one, I'm talking of the WhatsApp community for all those who came in as clients, who came in from my landing page, I would advise you do that. Now, all you have to do is to click the get offer down the page of this webinar, click on the get offer, purchase the masterclass, you'll be automatically added to the exclusive WhatsApp group, and then you would also be getting times when we'll be having our coaching sections and every other program that is contained in that masterclass. I am giving you a guarantee. You will not regret you did. And again, there is a money back guarantee. You follow me judiciously, you do all I say to do, I coach you all I can coach you, and you are not still gainfully employed, you quietly ask for your money, and I'm giving you a guarantee. This money, 9,000 is the least of my problem. It's just that people don't pay attention until they pay. This is just like a commitment to you. I want you to be committed, because if you put in your value, which is your money, you will really get committed. And then I want you to be invested, because my aim is to create a community of millionaires, billionaires, standing with me, entrepreneurs that I can call upon at any time, and I will be proud I knew them and I helped them start their journey to wealth and to career building. Now, thank you. Now, for any questions you want to contact us, again, simply click on the get offer down, the button get offer down this webinar page. Get the offer. We'll meet in class. We'll meet in my coaching hub, and I promise you, you will not regret you did this. This is my number on the screen. If you want to contact me, you can also send me an email for any inquiry you have. And then this is our website. You can visit it for more of the offers we have. And then I promise you, it's going to be a worthwhile course. It's going to be a worthwhile masterclass. You will not regret you joined. And I'm giving you a guarantee. Money back should you not get what you opted in for. Thank you. See you in class.